Okay, good morning and welcome to week 3. Here. All right. Good morning and welcome to week 3 of this Pilates Times Strength training program with yours truly, Coach Adeline, and I'll be taking you through today's core and cardio session. Now, this one might be around 35 to 40 minutes. However, sometimes I need to remind our members that it's the quality of the workout over the quantity. So it doesn't matter how long you're working out for. All that matters is that you're getting to really use your entire body while raising the heart rate around the 80 to 85% of your maximum heart rate today. So it's not a hit where you're raising the heart rate up to that 90% where you're gasping for air. Today, we're moving and using the aerobic energy system. So you're able to breathe and using oxygen to keep you moving through the entire cardio segment, okay? So just going through the format of the workout, we've got a core starter. So we are working with a standing position, and this is all about fine-tuning those muscles responsible for stability and making sure that your core, so the entire trunk around the hip as well, is nice and strong, okay? So that is the core aspect of the workout, the core segment. We stand, then we get into our side sequence, and then we get into a 4-point or the bird dog position quadruped. And then we finish off with a V-sit core workout. So it's everything to do with the hip flexors, the hips, the glutes, the obliques, all the muscles responsible for keeping the trunk nice and strong and supporting your spine, okay? And then we move into our cardio segment. Now with the cardio, we start with a 30-15. So there are 8 exercises altogether, split into 2 sets of 4 exercises. The first 4 exercises, you're going to perform 30 seconds of work with 15 seconds of rest. And then the second half of the workout, which is your second circuit, is going to 4 exercises. It's going to be a 20-10 segment or a 20-10 timer, and then we finish with all 8 exercises, 20 seconds of work with 10 seconds of rest. So again, a reminder, you're not moving as fast as possible in today's session. I want you to maintain a heart rate, if you've got a watch, between 80 to 85% of your maximum heart rate. So still in using the aerobic energy system, you're able to breathe and walk and move and whatnot. So if I give you that sentence and I repeat that sentence at the start of your workout where I'm saying, say my name is Adeline and I can do this workout or I can complete this workout, then you're on the right track. We get straight into our warm-up routine. Now we're going to start on our 4-point position. In our 4-point position, quadruped, this is the most safest position for your core to work while you are working your core and your abs or your entire body. So we start here with a few of those hip twists. So you're twisting your hips side to side, just rocking your hips side to side. Now, you need to understand that the core is not just our six-pack area. Our core includes and involves the muscles surrounding the trunk, the hips, so oblique, six-pack area. Whoops, wrong way. And just rotating and moving the hips side to side, just warming up the entire sides of your body. And now we're going to drop the hip, push the spine out. So it's like a circular motion, and you're allowing the hips to move while you're rotating at the shoulders, okay? So nice slow movements here, spine arching, and you're dropping the chest. Now we're going to drop the shoulders away from the ear, coming up into that deep breath here with the cat and cow pose. And then you tuck your tailbone in, bring your chin to your chest, and arching, protracting through the spine. I'm just gonna move my mic. I hate how it's hitting me on the neck. That should be enough, okay. And then we are pushing through the mat, pushing the shoulders out through the blades, the spine out through the blades, and then we drop back in, looking up. A nice deep breath in there, and then slowly exhaling to the top. We go for 2 more like this. And our last one. Amazing. All right, our next one here, we are going to go for some shoulder squeezes. So we're going to go up, lifting our knees off the mat. We're going to squeeze our shoulders. All right, our elbows out to our side, so the shoulder blade squeezing, and then we drop the knee back down. All right, you might want to bring the hands a little bit closer so it provides your chest and your shoulders with a bit more stability, the upper body a bit more stability. And I want you to open up the palm so you're digging the entire hand, the entire palm into the mat as you're raising the knees. So rip side to side, and we go again. And down. Nice work. We go for 2 more like this. And down. Our lucky last one. I am shaking. And amazing. All right. Our next one, we're going to go for our thoracic stretch here. So bringing the knees slightly wider than your hips, so outside the hip and not on the train tracks. We're bringing that left hand up towards the ceiling, and we're threading right through and allowing the shoulders to sit comfortably on the mat. So bringing the shoulders a little bit closer to the center of your body, and you'll feel that really good stretch. We're alternating here, right where the shoulder blades are, reaching up nice and tall, and we thread that hand right through. Amazing. Let's do 1 more on each side. Deep breath in, and threading right through. Amazing. Lucky last one on the other side. Reaching up nice and tall, threading through. Amazing. All right, fantastic work. We're just about near done here with the, just about done with this warm up. Our lucky last one, just a couple of stretches here. We're going to paddle our heels into the mat. So allowing the hands to stay nice and strong. We're paddling the heels towards the mat, stretching out the calves, the hamstrings, the back of the knees, all the muscles surrounding the back of the knees. And just taking deep breaths here. Now slowly bring the right foot forward. You can drop onto the knee if you need to. But slowly bringing the right foot forward, and you're going to try and push that knee right above that second toe on that right foot. And then slowly sitting back. You can come up onto your heel if you need to. And then we sit back, allowing that knee to move as far as it can. And you're stretching out the hip flexors, the glutes here, nice and strong. All right, let's raise it back up. We switch over to the other side. Left foot here, warming up the hip flexors, everything around the muscles around the hip and the pelvis. And we're going to push that knee forward so we can stretch out the ankle joint here. And then slowly sitting back. We go for 1 more. I hope you heard that click. If you heard that click on your side, you're not alone. It's here too. Amazing. And we sit back. Fantastic work. All right, bringing that hand back down. Bringing the foot back, both feet paddling again here for our lucky last one before we stand up nice and tall and start our first sequence. Walk your hands to your feet, roll in the vertebra at a time, and then standing up nice and tall. All right. Okay. Are you ready for this? Let me just have a look to see if anyone's online. All right, we've got 2 online right now with this live. Now we start with our first sequence. We are standing for this one. Just a reminder, if you have any knee restrictions and you just feel really uncomfortable with the lunge, okay, we're going to work the left side first. So just a reminder, whenever we're doing a lunge sequence, I tend to see a lot of people in my 9 years of training, both strength, cardio, Pilates, a lot of people tend to start with that back foot completely flat. Now, I'd like you to avoid this. The reason being, when we get into a lunge with the back foot flat, we tend to lean forward. Now, what we're trying to do is we're trying to work bias to that front leg. However, we're trying not to throw our weight into our knees, okay? So as soon as you step back, try to keep the heel high. So staying on the front of that back foot, okay? So once you're here, you're not likely to move forward. You're just going to go straight down with that back knee. And depending on your knee restrictions, if this is as far as you can go, that's absolutely fine. What we're trying to do here is we're trying to work the stability in your trunk as we're working that front leg. So just a bit of tension, and I want you to push this, okay? Watch this technique. If I want to work my glutes a little bit more, so this is a normal lunge, okay? If I want to work my glutes a little bit more, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and lean forward so that my butt takes 80% of my body weight as I'm getting into that lunge, and I'm pushing through the entire ball of my foot, the heel, right up to the front, and I'm trying my best metatarsal? Yes, metatarsals. The entire toe foot is pushing into the mat as I'm standing up nice and tall. If I want to work the quads a little bit more, I'm going to keep that entire body upright. Okay, so depending on what you'd like to work, otherwise following my technique, whether I'm leaning forward or sitting back, the only problem is, okay, the only thing I'd like you to avoid is, this is your lunge. Okay, avoid that. Please, please, please. You're throwing the weight into your knees. So just think of going straight down, and we can change the technique later. Okay, enough talk. Let's get straight into this first sequence. It's going to be a lovely one for the glutes, but the core is working a lot more than you think, okay? So we start with that left foot forward. On the right toe, we are going to come down into our regular lunges and straighten that leg. So these are static lunges, and we're pushing back up. That entire front leg is responsible for pushing through the mat to bring our body straight back up. We're gonna go for 3 more like this. That back knee is clicking. And final 2. And 1. Now we add on. We're going to bring that knee up towards the chest. We step back, stay in the toe, bringing it down into our lunge. We push through the front leg. We bring it back down into our lunge. Now, as we're raising that right knee, I want you to tuck that tailbone in so you're not arching the back. Tucking the tailbone in, working the front of the entire body. If you want a bit more stability, we have the hands out to the side. Nice work. We go for 3 more like this. Depending on your range of movement, I want you to try and keep that front leg working the most. And 2. And 1. All right, we start to add on here. We're going to go into our arabesque. Your hands come out to the side. If you've got a chair, you can use that. But your hands come out to the side and you slowly get into this position. Your chest is parallel to the floor. Knee is slightly bent on the left side, and you're extending that right leg back. I bring it straight back up. We practiced this yesterday, and that's the reason why I introduced it yesterday. And again here, I start with my knee raise. I slightly bend that leg. It's not fully extended. I slightly bend that working leg. I push my heel out, and then I flex my toe out as far as I can, lengthening my entire spine and keeping both my hip bones facing the mat. I bring it straight back up. Take a nice deep inhale. And exhale to the top. We go for 3 more like this. And the last 2. And the last one. Is this okay? What's happening? Can you hear me? What is going on? Okay, just making sure that my mic is working because I tend to get a lot of messages when that happens. We're going for our last arabesque here. Slightly bending that leg, pushing the hip out. So it's almost like a single leg deadlift with that other leg raise. And bringing it straight back up. Now we're going to hold this position here. And all I'm going to get you to do is bring your hands up towards the sky, up towards the ceiling. And we're bringing that right foot up towards the chest. Working your deep core muscles here to stabilize the movement as you're not shifting or tilting to the side. Watching this from the front as I try to keep both my legs on train track. So I'm not leaning to the side to try and bring my body up. If you've got a bit of weight or your water bottle actually, this is a great way to keep the shoulders right above, keep your hands right above the shoulders. Bringing that knee up towards the chest. We're going to go for 5 more like this. And 4. The sweat is real. And 3. And 2. And 1. Amazing. All right. We are going to move straight into that arabesque one more time. All right. Straight into that arabesque. Now drop your hands to the floor. If you've got your water bottle still there, you can turn your water bottle to the side so you're not restricting or hurting your lower back. You are going to bend that left knee, raise that leg. So this is your support here, your water bottle. Otherwise, you can go all the way down to the floor. I prefer the floor, but otherwise I'm going to demonstrate with my bottle so you can understand what I mean. From here, I am going to straighten my knee, and then I bend my knee to bring my right knee to my left calf. As I raise that leg, I'm going to straighten my knee. So externally rotating on the right side of my hip. So my hips comes out a little bit to allow my leg to move as far as possible. Then I bring it straight back down. I bend the knee. I bring that back knee towards my calf. I extend that leg out again. I straighten the left leg. Oh my gosh. A lot of core involved here. Nice deep inhale here. And exhale. We go for 3 more like this. Raise and lift. Straighten that bottom leg. That left leg straightens out. The right leg turns out towards the side of the body. And our final one. Raising that leg and bringing it down. Now we hold on the next one. We straighten that leg and we're just going to pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I bring it down. I'm going to pulse here for 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Stretch it out. Flush it out into some squats and reaching up nice and tall. Holy moly. What was that? The sweat is unbelievable. We get into our squats with that overhead reach, just flushing out the left leg. But also, your core is now activated. It's wide awake. It's impossible not to move and engage it. And you've also got the biggest muscle in your entire body, in your lower body, the biggest muscle in your lower body, wide awake. All right. Now, our next sequence is just a little intermission for some sumo squats with an A tilt, and then we move on to the other side, okay? So we're gonna get our feet slightly wider than our hips, or actually wider than our hips. Our toes are pointed away from the center of our body, so we can work the deeper inner thighs and the muscles surrounding the inside of our pelvis. Now from here, I'm gonna get into some sumo squats, just a regular sumo squat. Taking a nice deep breath in, exhaling to the top. Lovely. We're gonna go for 3 more like this. Push the knees out. Woo. Last one. All right, we add on. We get into our sumo squat. You're going to bring your right hand down the inside of your right ankle, right foot, and you're going to reach up nice and tall with the left hand. I bring it back up to center. I'm staying in my squat. I dip my hip to one side, my hand to one side as I raise the other. We're going to stay in our squat. We've got 8 more like this. 7 to go. 6. Tightening those core muscles. 5. Nice and slow into the movements. 4. 3. 2. And our lucky last one. And we pulse here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, straightening that leg. We move over to the right foot forward and the left foot back, okay? Now in this position, we are going to start. So if you keep your feet on train tracks, that foot moves right behind the hip and tightening that tailbone so you're not arching in the back. Okay, keep the hip in. We're gonna go for our regular lunges. Again, if this is as far as you can go, that's absolutely fine. If you wanna bring the legs a little bit closer, so you feel a little bit more stability through the hip, that's absolutely fine as well. We'll go for 3 more like this. And 2. And 1. We add on here. We go for the lunge. We bring that knee down. We're going in for our lunge. We bring that knee up, sorry. Amazing. Now controlling the breath. Inhale and exhale as you bring that knee up. We go for 3 more like this. Before we move into our arabesque. Final 2. Final 1. We're going to hold this position here. Now our next one, we are pushing the heel back And as we're pushing the heel back, we're going to get our hands out to the side for a bit more stability. Hope you can all see me. Stability here, and you're not rotating away from the center of your body. I want you to tilt that hip so both the hip bones are facing the mat, okay? That toe, hand out to the side. Deep breath in, exhale. Raising that knee up towards the chest, and you've got that tailbone nice and tucked in, supporting the spine. Keep the right knee bent. You push that back. Leg all the way back, chest parallel to the floor, squeezing your shoulder blades together, back and down, and then bringing it up. If you want a bit of support, hold on to the wall or a chair, moving that leg back, and bringing it forward. Whew, the core is literally shaking, bringing that knee up. And we go for 2 more like this, moving that leg back into that lovely arabesque. And our lucky last one here. I know the right leg is burning. The glutes, everything. Tilting forward, moving that leg back, hip bone facing the floor. Coming up. Now we hold this position. Again, a reminder, you can use your bottle for this next one for a bit more control. That weight added is going to keep the shoulders nice and healthy. So you're dropping, you're bringing that left knee up towards your chest. And a lovely deep inhale as you lower and exhale as you lift. Watching this from the front as I try my best not to tilt to either side. Supporting my body with just that right leg. Oh, I felt a tilt. Nice work. Final 2. Last one. We drop that back leg. All right, we're bringing that weight or the bottle. I'm absolutely fine with keeping my hands completely on the floor. You're going to support your back by holding onto a bottle. If you've got a cushion, layer 2 cushions so it's nice and high for you and you're not compromising on your lower back. Now with this next one, your right knee is still bent. You've got a nice long torso, shoulders away from the neck. I am bringing my knee, my left knee to my right calf. I extend the leg, and as I'm extending the leg, I'm also straightening my right knee and I'm turning my hip, externally rotating slightly at the hip, so pulling that out, and then I bring it straight back down. Both hips facing the front, crossing my knee over to my right calf, straightening that leg again. Deep breath in. Woo. Final 3. Last 2 here. Lucky last one. And now we add those pulses at the top, opening up the hip. If you want, you can keep that knee bent if you'd like, but we're pulsing the left leg for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it down for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh my Lord, getting into some squats. Up over the head, just flushing the legs out. Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay. It is week 3 after all. We are progressing this workout. These workouts we've been doing, and we're just pushing the body a little bit further every session this week. Okay. Now we get into a little bit of an intermission again here. Oh my goodness. I swear I've got my fan on, but the sweat is real. Now we shall get into our next one. So for this one, we're going to start with a little bit of a roll down just to practice, keeping your spine healthy. So rather than squeezing the back shoulder blades back and down, this time we protract the shoulders. We're going to open up the back muscles, okay? The back area, and releasing those muscles. So we start here. We're standing at the top of our mat. We are going to curve the spine, bringing that chin to the chest. Roll in, keep the knee nice and soft, so bend the knee slightly. And then I want you to pull your body over. And then slowly tilting side to side. we walk our hands out onto our mat. All right. For this next one, we're going to start in a plank position. So you're more than welcome to get into this position with our plank, all right? So the knees are not directly underneath the hips. We move the knees away just a little. Watch, my bum's not sticking out. I'm going to pull my belly button. So bring in my pelvic bone, that bone right at the bottom, up towards my sternum. So I've got my core nice and tight while I'm in this lean-in position. This is your alternative. You can also go on your knuckles if you feel stronger with this straight arm plank, okay? Now, what we're going to do first here, we're going to go for our shoulder squeeze, all right? You can keep your regular plank with that straight knee if you'd like. The idea of this is to move mindfully. So if you're doing that straight arm plank, you're squeezing your elbows to the side of your rib cage and you're not tilting the hips to accommodate that movement. Avoid that at all costs, okay? We're trying to keep it nice and strong and rigid in the hip as we're bringing the elbows out to the side. We go for 5 more like this. 4, 3, 2, and last one. Amazing. All right, the next one, if you want to go on your knuckles, you're more than welcome to. Otherwise, the next one, we lift our legs. So our heel comes up towards the ceiling. And again, trying to avoid the hip twist. We're keeping the entire upper body and the hip nice and strong as we raise that hip. We're going for 6 more like this. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. Our next one. Again, if you need to drop onto the knees, go for it, but the core stays nice and tight. We drop onto the left forearm, then the right forearm. I want you to bring your hand right underneath your right shoulder and pushing straight back up before you bring the other hand to meet, okay? And then we drop the opposite side first. We drop the right forearm. We drop the left forearm. We bring that left hand directly underneath our left shoulder. We push straight up. And we drop one more time on each side. So much control here. And you're trying again not to tilt the hips side to side. So if you need to widen your knees for a bit more stability, go ahead and do that. Our lucky last one. All right. Now our next one, you're going to come up onto your toes or onto your knee. You're going to turn to the side, reaching up nice and high. Keep that bottom hip away from the mat, so don't sink in. Keep it away from the mat, reaching up nice and high. We turn back to our front, over to the other side, reaching up nice and high. The obliques are working here. Otherwise, we're going in a straight plank. All right, feet in front of the other, pushing the hip away from the mat, and we're twisting over to the other side. We're working the inner thighs as well of that leg, bottom leg, to try not to drop that hip. We go for 2 more, 1 on each side, before we drop onto the forearm. And the last one here. Amazing work. We bring it down. We're dropping onto our forearm. We are going to drop to the right hip. Raise it up. Drop to the left. And just keep that slow, controlled movement. 4 more. 3, 2, last one, and we drop that hip down. Coming up onto your left forearm now. Oh my goodness. Just a quick time check here for you ladies. And Asaeli, I think we've got 2 gentlemen on our program, and I'm so proud of them. I love that they're, not treating a program based on gender. It's like, oh, Pilates is only for women. I train so many men in Australia, and I kid you not, they die in a Pilates class. The women will survive, but the men tend to forget Pilates is for everybody. It was actually discovered by Joseph Pilates, who is a male, and he started this entire program because of how much it helped with injury. Okay, so it's not really about women and men. It's society has made it all about women training in, training core and whatnot, but it's actually a great form of exercise for people who are injured or injury prevention, and it's for everybody. So thank you, Asaeli. So our next one, we come onto our left forearm. I'm going to keep it nice and stable here. So I'm keeping that elbow right directly underneath my left shoulder. I'm not sinking in. I'm actually pushing my my obliques, wow, that's sweat, away from the mat. And I've got my knees bent and parallel to my hip. From here, I raise that knee up. Okay, we're just going to go for regular hip abductions. We have got a couple of more minutes, and then we are going to move into our cardio, which is 16 minutes, including your rest in between. Now we go for 2 more of these abductions, and I kid you not, the sweat is dripping down my entire back and my abs, my neck, everything. So, all right, we're going to hold here at the top. Now I want you to flex your heel. You're going to kick the heel back, keeping it in line with the hip, and then toes come back forward. Okay, so kicking the heel back and toes come forward. While you are doing this, I want you to try and keep the upper body nice and stiff. So a lot of control in the body not to move with that leg. So you're keeping it nice and stiff. Amazing. We go for 3 more like this. Last one. Now we kick back. All right, I'm going to drop my leg down, my foot down, and I'm going to bring it up together. You can keep the toe pointed if you'd like, but otherwise we are trying to stay on our side without leaning back. We're going to lean back later. For now, we keep that hip bone facing the front. We're working the obliques. We're working the outer glutes. We're also keeping the entire core nice and tight. Whoa, whoa, whoa. All right, coming up next, we are going to straighten both our legs, but keeping them off the mat, okay? Now, all I'm going to do here is I'm going to turn and twist. You have the option to bend the knee and touch your ankle, your right ankle, and then straight back to the side, raising that leg. Leg lift over to the side into that V-sit. Keeping both the feet, both those legs, both the legs off the mat. Turning, twisting, bringing it in, and straight back into that side raise. Onto the back of your hip, bringing it in. Whew. Now we are going to go for 3 more like this. You can bend the legs, you can straighten them, whatever works for you here. A lot of people are a little bit tighter around the hip flexors, so don't think you need to move all the way into that straight leg position. Wow. The right oblique is dead. Lucky last one. And then we hold this position with our legs off the mat. You're going to come down onto your side, keeping those legs down. And we're going to go for our scissors. We swing the left leg forward and the right back and opposite direction. The other hand for a bit of control for the hip, not to tilt back. Staying completely on that left hip. Nice and slow control here. 4, 3, and 2, and 1. We are done with this side. Oh my goodness. Sitting up into your mermaid pose and bringing that hand up and over. And grab your right shin with your right hand and tilt into the side. Oh my goodness. We've got 1 more on the other side before we move into cardio. Okay, dokie. Tilt that hip. We are going for our, my goodness, look at that sweat. Staying on that side now. We are going to start with our right forearm, right elbow directly underneath our right shoulder. Bending my knees. Okay, keeping the knee parallel to the hip. And I'm not slouching in. I'm keeping that neck away from my shoulder with my belly, my obliques away from the mat. We go for those abductions. Nice work. And 3 more like this. And now we start to add that heel kick out and toe back in. Heel kick out, toe back in. Wow. We go for 4 more like this. Before we start to add the arms. And 3. And 2. Last 1. Now we extend that leg. We are going to drop and lift with the side, same side. So left hand over to that left leg, raise and bring that arm down. We go for 5 more like this. 4, 3, 2, and the last one. Now bringing it down, that bottom leg will stay off the mat. All right, we're going to turn to our side. You're going to go for a regular leg lift. Oh, actually, we're staying on our forearm. Our leg lift into our V-sit. Whoo, turn back to the side. Leg lift and over to the right glute into our V-sit. Oh boy, we go for 5 more like this. You can bend your knees when you're bringing it up. 4 more, like so, bringing it up towards your chest. 3 more. Last 2. Last one here. Wow. The control in my obliques. And now we get onto our side. We keep that right hand underneath our shoulder, right hand out to the side with the shoulder underneath the ear. That left hand comes out to the front. We're going to scissors here while we stay on our right hip. So try not to move back or forward, just staying completely on the side and scissors with those legs forward and back. Nice. We're keeping the knees straight. And 4. And 3. And 2. Last 1. Oh my goodness. Thank goodness for that. Leaning over to the right, stretch out your left, grab your left shin with your left hand and moving that arm over, right arm over. Wow, wow, wow. Find your child's pose. Oh my goodness. Before we move to our cardio finisher. Okay, so reminder, you're not gasping for air with this next one. You're not moving as fast as possible. We are moving and breathing as well, using our aerobic energy system. So if you have a watch, you're working between 80 to 85% of your maximum heart rate or 80 to 88% of your maximum heart rate. If you don't know that, a great easy way, it's not as reliable as, calculating it, but otherwise, your age from 222. So 220 deduct your age is your maximum heart rate. And I want you to calculate 80 to 88% of that. And that's as high as your heart rate should go, okay? So keep it between that and we will accomplish the purpose of this workout. Let's get straight into our workout. So first 4 exercises, we've got crab squats, we've got caterpillar walks. So quick one, crab squats. In the squat, we're walking side to side. Caterpillar crawl, we're walking our hands away from our feet into a straight arm plank, pushing away from the mat, bend your knees, stand it up nice and tall. And then we move into our mountain climbers. So the hands are directly underneath the shoulders, knees coming up, or you can stand up and work with high knees instead. Our last one in this cluster is the back step with the knee drive. So step back, drive that knee up. And then 15 seconds, we swap legs. Okay, and it's all about breathing through the movement. You're not working as fast as possible. We get straight into it. Our first exercise, crab squats, starts in 10 seconds. So if you want, I'll have my computer right here so you can also see the timer. First one, crab squats. Ready? And let's go. Moving, but also breathing. And allowing the glutes to stay nice and low, okay, from the side. Stay nice and low with the glutes and moving side to side. Tucking that tailbone in. I know my back's a bit arched there. Sometimes I have to understand and visualize what I look like in order for me to correct my technique. 8 more seconds before we get 15 seconds of rest. And I can breathe and I can talk. And that's when I know I'm doing it right. Okay, next one is our caterpillar walk. You've got a little bit of space in front of you. Do not restrict the knees by straightening the legs. Keep the knees slightly bent. We're on in 4, 3, 2. Do not throw the weight into your hands. Rather, keep it in your hips. Straighten the leg. Tighten the core. Bend the knees. Push away from the floor. Stand up nice and tall. And moving. Nice work. We got 15 seconds to go. And 5. One more. And 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. We get onto the mat for this one, or you can stand for some high knees for the next exercise. Otherwise, we're working with mountain climbers with our hands underneath our shoulders. Your hands are not here. And please, 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 when you maintain that plank, do not look under you. I want you to look to the top of your mat. Knees up to the chest. Nice work. Keep the core nice and tight to save your arms. Okay, so I always say this, and you can say whatever you want, but I feel like it works really well for people. Light hands, tight abs. So your abs, your hips stick on your body weight. Your hands are nice and light. Come out to your knuckles if you need to. Got 5, 3, and 2, and 1. Lovely. All right, standing up. We've got the left foot forward, right foot back. Again, do not keep that back foot flat. Always come up to the toes. We're going to step back, knee drive. Okay, for 15 seconds, then we flip over to the other side. Let's go. Using the arms, so you're using more muscles and more joints, more burn. And exhale as you bring that knee up. Nice work. Switching over. 10 more seconds. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. We're going back to those crab squats. All right. We've got 10 seconds. Back to our crab squats, walking side to side while you're maintaining a squat. I'll do this from the side. We're on in 3, 2, drop the hip, and walking out. Outside of the glutes, quads, maintaining that squat. If you want, you can stand up into the squat, stand up into the squat, and just walk in sideways. So the more you move out to the side, again, calorie burn there. 4, 3, and 2, and 1. Lovely. Into our caterpillar walks here. I'm going to sneeze soon. Oh boy. And we've got 3, 2, 1. Bend the knees, push the hips out, walk your hands away from the body, tighten the core, bringing it straight back up. Amazing work. Straight back up. Pulling that belly button to the spine, pushing away from the mat, standing up nice and tall. You've got 90 seconds of rest after these 4 exercises. So I want you to work for that rest. And our next one, we've got mountain climbers, or you can stand up, the same movement, except you are standing up, driving the knee up towards your chest, and alternating with the hands. A bit of coordination work for you if you're standing. Otherwise, we're in our straight arm plank. The core stays nice and tight, and we're going for that knee drive. You want to feel these in the obliques a little more? Bring the knee out to the opposite elbow. Otherwise, straight up, straight back down. Halfway there, 10 seconds. And 3, 2, and 1. Okay, back step and knee drive. Left foot forward, 15 seconds. We are going to change over to the other side before our 90-second recovery. Oh my goodness. It is hot in here. All right, let's step back with the right leg. Bring the knee up towards the chest. Turning and rotating towards the opposite side. Switching over. 10 seconds. And 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, dokie. 1 minute, 30 seconds of recovery here. So as the weeks go by, that 90 seconds of rest is going to decrease. We then work with maybe 80 seconds of recovery or 70. So as you get fitter, I will decrease your rest, which means you are going to be allowing or find ways which you can recover a lot faster, and therefore you improve your aerobic system, your aerobic capacity, okay? All right, we've got 1 minute of recovery before we move into our next 4 exercises, which are the next one. We've got side inchworm. So you're holding a bear position on your hands with your knees bent like so, all right? This position right here, and you're going to walk sideways or from the side, keeping the knees, hold that position, raise the knee, hands come in, hands move out, hands come in, hands move out. And again, core nice and tight with that one. Then we stand up for some side shuffles, standing up, shuffling side to side with a slight bend in the knee, slight hinge in the hip, side to side. And then we go for jacks and kick. So what that's going to look like is bring my leg out, reach out, or jumping jack, reach out, okay? And then our lucky last one is the step out burpee. Let's go. We've got our side inchworm into this position, walking our hands side to side. This time, the exercises are 20 seconds of work, not 30. 4, 3, 2, and 1. We stand up. We've got 10 seconds of recovery. Okay, we've got the side shuffle, just shuffling side to side. And we're on in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Side to side shuffles. And again, a reminder, this is not working as fast as possible. This is keeping it in the 80% range of your maximum heart rate. So not 80 beats per minute. It's whatever beats per minute. How old am I? Shit, 34. All right. I will deduct 34 from 220 and I get my maximum. I'm going to calculate 80% of that. Our next one, we've got the jack step out. So jack, bring that foot up. Or jack, bring that foot out, If you've got knee problems, we do the walkout. And reach, jack, reach. Nice work. And our next one, we've got the step out burpee. If you want, use a chair, brace your hands in the chair, walk out with the feet, walk back in, stand up nice and tall. Otherwise, we drop our hands directly in front of our hip. Bring the feet out. Feet back to your hands, standing up, hands over the head. Down. Even if you get 2 of these in your 20 seconds, it does not matter. The idea is you're moving your entire body, you're keeping your heart rate under control. There is an intention for every workout, and this segment right here is using oxygen so that your body burns through those calories. Back to our side inchworm. We've got 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. Nice work. Each breath, each movement. Keeping that back nice and flat. I mean, you can't flatten your back. It is actually a natural curve in everybody's back. But trying to keep your neutral spine is really important for that one. Then we get into side shuffles. Standing, feet wider than your hips. We're going to shuffle side to side. Knees slightly bent, hips slightly bent as well. And we're shuffling side to side. Amazing. So my maximum would be 186, and I will calculate 80% of 186. Then we get into our next one, jacks plus the kicks. Okay, again, we step out, bring that knee up, okay? If you have any issues with your knee, that is your option. Otherwise, jack, and bring that toe up, jack, out, last one, And our lucky last one, we've got the step out burpee. You're not jumping. Nobody jumps right now. Keep the heart rate under control. We're dropping the hands right in front of the feet. Walk your feet away from the hands. Bring it back in. Set up nice and tall, hands over the head. Like I mentioned earlier, if you've got a stool or a chair that you'd rather use to save your hands, go for it. And we rest for 90. Okay. Whoa. This is kicking my butt. How lucky last round for this entire workout before I cool down. We've got all 8 exercises lined up, and we are going to go for 20 seconds for each exercise with 10 seconds of recovery. Okay? 1 minute rest. Oh boy, we are at 10:19. Perfect. We only have 5 minutes of this workout. We cool down, you are done and done for Monday. If you win Monday, okay, you get your workout in on a Monday, you prep your meal, you're prepared on a Monday, you are set for the week. You win Monday, you win the rest of the week. So always remember, if there's one day that I will highly recommend working out, it is actually one of my non-negotiables. If I can get a workout or an activity where it's working my heart and my lungs and my muscles on a Monday, I swear that just sets the tone for the entire week. I am prepared to win the whole week. Regardless of whether or not I ate crap on the weekend, which I did last night. It wasn't crap, actually. It was lovely. It was from Grace Road. It's this really awesome seafood, I don't know, signature seafood or something like that. And I enjoyed it because I'm like, I was fine during the week. And I know that I am following an 80-20 rule. So we start with our crab squat. Ready? Let's go. Final time to do your crab squat, side to side. Keeping the hip nice and low if you can. Hands out to the front for a bit of stability, but otherwise, I am working to keep my heart rate under control. 3, 2, and 1. All right. I'm crawling away from my feet for my caterpillar crawl. The last time I'm going to do caterpillar crawl. 3, 2, and 1. Knees bent. Pushing the hips out into our straight arm plank. Bringing it back in. Standing up nice and tall. And out. Amazing. And 4, 3, 2. I stay right here for my next exercise. We've got mountain climbers. Stand up if you feel you'd like to stand, perform high knees instead. Otherwise, let's go. Knee drive to the chest in that straight arm plank. 10 seconds to go. 20 seconds is a long time, man. What the hell? 3, 2, and 1. I swear that was longer than 20 seconds. Okay, we get into our back step and knee drive because this is 20 seconds. We're going for alternating back step, okay? So step back, knee drive. Step back, knee drive. Otherwise, work your weaker side. Work your weaker side. If it's the left, let's go with the left. That's always the weaker. Or the right, let's go with the right. 4, 3, 2, 1. We get into our side inchworm for our next one. Side inchworms. 3, 2, and 1. In, out. Nice and stable in the spine. Keep that neutral spine. Don't lift the hips high. Keep that knee nice and low. And imagine you're about to be punched in the abs. And you're just tightening it and taking the weight off your hands. And we're standing up for our side shuffle. My goodness. 3, 2, let's go. Nice work, keeping that heart rate under control. Moving with intention. And understanding that your body, okay, waits for your brain to decide, hey, what are we doing? Mind to muscle, keep that always. We move into our jacks with our kicks. So we step out. If you've got knee injuries or just rehabbing the knee or keeping it nice and controlled. Otherwise, we jump, bring that foot out, bring that foot out. You can bend the knees if you need to. When you're bringing it out to the side, 3, 2, 1. Lucky last one. Our step up burpee. And we are done for today. Oh my goodness. 3, 2, legs wider than the hips. Drop the hands right in front of the knees, in the front of the hips. Bring it back to the hands, up over the head. Hold on to the chair if you've got your hands resting on the chair until you bring the feet back in. 2 more. Last one. And we are done. Oh my goodness. Wow, wow, wow. Oh my gosh. Quick time check, 10:25. Now there was a lot of talking in there, which is why it was longer than usual, but otherwise, while the blood is circulating through the body, let's bring our right leg over our left and bringing the hands over, pulling on, because your right leg is over your left. Bring your right hand over your head and pull your wrist with your left hand. Sinking the body towards the right. Oh, it feels so good. Keeping that body in that exact position with the hands over, but this time cross the left leg over your right. Pulling on that wrist. Amazing. Let's switch over. Left leg over the left leg over the right. Left hand comes over. Right hand grabs onto the wrist. Pulling over and across. Sink the body towards the left side. And we cross the legs. Keep pulling on that wrist. And we pull. Oh boy. Nice. Lovely. We're going to bring our hands up, over to the side, rainbow to the front, up with the other hand. And swinging down and across. Amazing. Bring your hands to the back of your thighs. You're going to bring your shoulders back and down. Pushing your hips forward as you bring the chest up to the ceiling. And then slowly bring the chin to the chest, bending the knee, opening up the back, and allowing your back to stay in that position. Bending the knees and allowing that really good stretch in your lower back. Rocking side to side. And we come up. And that is it. Done and done, baby. Well done for pushing through that workout. If you're catching up in the evening, thank you so much for pushing through. And we are going to be doing a little mini challenge this week. And it is going to be based on your nutrition. So post in your meals. And whoever posts their meals and tags Get Lean with Adeline, I will repost it. And I will note down all the names. And at the end of the week, so on Sunday, I will put all the names together and I'll pick a lucky name out and you win a little gift hamper, okay? So stay tuned for that. I will share more details to come right after I do my shopping, hang my clothes, clean my house, and then I will get onto that. So stay tuned for that. Really exciting for week 3. Get everybody on board. I know a lot of people have come back from their vacation and lots of things have happened for a lot of people on the program. Unfortunately, you know, things happen and that's absolutely fine. But I love that you're all focused on making sure you get time for yourself, mentally, physically, focusing on your goals, and we'll get through this together. Have a lovely Monday, guys. Have the best day. Bye.